What's up, everybody? Justin here. Back to do a Impact on Pop. Impact Wrestling review. I don't think I've done one since January, whatever. Who cares? But I'm back to do one. I'm not saying who cares about the product. Impact Wrestling, they've been doing pretty well. And they've been putting on good shows. Except for what they let Sami Callihan do with a baseball bat. That was trash. That was garbage. That was not a good idea. Should have never, ever, ever fucking happened. What he did with the goddamn baseball bat to Eddie Edwards. Should have never happened. It was I don't know about if it was an accident or not. I hope it was an accident, but I'll get to that later. My thoughts on what he did with the baseball bat. This is my Impact on Pop. It was a big show because they had all the titles on the line. It was called Crossroads. Impact Wrestling's Crossroads. Kind of how they booked all the matches, because all the titles were on the line. Kind of felt like an Impact pay-per-view, but a 2-hour on TV free pay-per-view. So Impact on Pop Crossroads review. Here we go. It started off with the video package of Austin Aries, Johnny Impact, promos hyping their first time ever meeting, first time ever match, one-on-one. So then the show started off with Sanjay Dutt, Josh Matthews hyping up the show in some studio. I still don't like Josh Matthews. I think he sucks as an announcer, but he doesn't really irritate me. I kind of block him out. When I hear him, I just ignore him. And the jerk off still blocks me on Twitter, but that's his prerogative. Anyways, I hope Sami Callihan blocks me, because I bashed that guy a lot tonight on Twitter. So anyways, the first match. After the studio with Matthews and Sanjay Dutt in some studio, after that, we have the first match of Crossroads. For the tag team titles, LAX defended against the Cult of Lee. Who is that? Who's the Cult of Lee, you ask? It was Trevor Lee and his partner, I forget the guy's name. I really do. I apologize, but their team is called the Cult of Lee against LAX. Pretty good tag team action. There was a good tag match. Nothing special really happened. It was a good enough tag title match. LAX wins, retains, and are still Impact Tag Team Champions. I like LAX. I think this new LAX, they've been together for, I think, over a year. I like this new LAX. They work really well together, and I like Conan. Conan has a podcast. I think he's gives some good opinions. I don't know why he has to work with the dumbass Disco Inferno. That guy is a dumbass. His opinions are stupid. And everything he says is just stupid. So LAX wins and retains the Impact Tag Team titles. Up next we had... What was next? We had a Bobby Lashley, backstage Bobby Lashley. Lashley backstage. Doing an interview backstage with... I forget her name. She's very attractive. The Impact interviewer. Mackenzie Mitchell, interviewing Lashley about his matchup tonight against OVE handicap match 2-on-1. Because Lashley was supposed to have Eddie Edwards as his partner, but on the last episode last week, and this was taped like well over a month ago, I believe, we all know what happened last week. Eddie Edwards was injured severely. It was oh man, it was hard to watch. I watched it. The minute after the bat caught Eddie in his eye, they cut the camera off it and they wouldn't show him anymore. I'm sure he was bleeding profusely because there was a lot of blood. I saw pictures and he was bleeding profusely. Broken eye socket, broken bones, probably up here in his facial jaw bones, bones under your eye, those were broken. Just very sad, and just, it was horrible to watch. It was hard to watch. When I saw it, I cringed. I didn't like it. But now I'm just getting pissed. Now I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier thinking about what Sami Callihan did with a goddamn baseball bat. I don't know if it was a metal bat, aluminum, or I don't think it was wood. I think it was aluminum. And Sami Callihan on Twitter is acting like a heel. Like he doesn't care Eddie got hurt. He's playing up his heel character, whatever. He can do whatever he wants on Twitter. But it's, he's not breaking character. That he injured Eddie's not breaking character on Twitter. He put out videos kind of bragging about what he did. But those bragging videos, that's just him trying to work the fans and him trying to look like a badass, I don't know, killer that doesn't care that he really injured a guy. For real. He really injured Eddie. And I'm going to go off on a rant in about a minute about Sami Callihan and the unsafe, fucking stupid, dumbass bastard that he is. I'm going to go off on him in a minute. First, I want to talk about Eddie Edwards. Guy's a class act. Guy's a true professional. Guy's a great worker, great wrestler. Fantastic, great talent. Unbelievable, just great wrestler to watch. Another thing, Eddie Edwards is a great guy. Super nice guy on Twitter. Super nice guy to his fans. The guy is liked a few of my tweets in the past, retweeted one of my tweets, liked a few of them. I don't remember if I've ever talked to Eddie Edwards. I think he replied to one of my tweets like 2 years ago or something. I don't remember. But all I know is that Eddie Edwards is a super nice guy on Twitter. Super nice guy. And a great worker. One of the best workers and wrestlers in the business today. Eddie Edwards, I would put on my top 10 of best workers in wrestling today. And wrestlers. When I say workers, wrestlers, I basically mean the same thing. They're great workers, wrestlers. Great at what they do. Eddie Edwards, super nice guy. I'm really angry, really pissed that this happened to Eddie Edwards. And I'm not going to blame Impact Wrestling after it happened, for promoting it and showing the videos of different camera angles of what happened, the accident. And I just want to say, I don't think Sami Callihan did it on accident. But the problem is, I don't think he did it on accident, but the problem is, I don't think he thought in his fucking head. He doesn't have a brain. I don't think he thought about what could happen. He didn't think at all. From me seeing last week, me seeing that footage of him just going like this, hard. I mean, I can't swing it as hard as I'd like. I'd like to bash his bat into his fucking skull and see how he feels after it. Or bash it into his eyeball. See how he likes it. And I'll never see the guy in person. And I don't want to meet him. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I've gone too far. Saying I would like to bash him in the head with a bat. But he does deserve Eddie Edwards or Lashley or another wrestler. How about you let somebody do that to you, Sami? How about you lay down on your back? Do it at an indie show. Do it anywhere. I don't know. How about you lay on your back and put a chair, have somebody put a chair over your chest, and the chair wasn't even set up. It wasn't safe. It was unsafe. And it was a stupid fucking stupid spot to set up a chair on Eddie's chest and thought you're going to swing and hit the chair. And I guess the chair was supposed to ricochet in his ribs. And then Eddie was going to sell that he had broken ribs. I don't know what the storyline, what they were trying to get across and do. It was probably, he was going to hit the chair with a bat, and then they were going to do an injury storyline. And Eddie would be off TV, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now Eddie Edwards is out of work. I mean, I saw him, again, Impact Wrestling. They're not to blame for promoting what happened to Eddie. Because Eddie Edwards made an appearance on TMZ Sports. It's not good publicity for Impact Wrestling. It is not good publicity at all. That Eddie went on TMZ Sports, talked about getting his eye bashed in and almost losing his eyesight. Not just the guy could have been blind forever in that eye that he got hit in with a baseball bat, a fucking real bat. Why in the fucking hell would you use a real aluminum, whatever it was? It was black, I couldn't tell. I think it was aluminum. Why, listen, hear that? Why on earth would you use a real bat to swing at a chair? You barely clipped the chair. And then you hit Eddie in the fucking eyeball. The guy could have went blind. Guy could have lost his sight. And, oh man, I'm getting pissed and angry. But think about this. In 20 years, 25 years, Eddie Edwards' eyesight might go in that eye that he was hitting in. His eyesight might go because of the dumb fucking bastard Sami Callihan hitting him in the eye. And it wasn't just an accident. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm sure he probably feels horrible still, and he should. I mean, why isn't he, as I said, at an indie show or somewhere, why isn't he laid on his back? Put a chair on top of himself and let a fan or let another wrestler swing a real bat at the chair and see how he likes it. Anyways, I'm going on too long ranting about Sami Callihan. But it was... I'm at a loss for words. First off, why would you use a real aluminum bat? Impact Wrestling, how are people in control? Whoever the hell gave it the green light, you should be ashamed. And you should feel awful that you didn't give them a fake baseball bat, a rubber baseball bat. Even if a rubber bat hit you in the eyeball, I'm sure you'd still get a black eye, but at least you wouldn't break any goddamn bones in your eyeball. And I'm getting really pissed and angry because I'm a fan of Eddie Edwards. I like Eddie Edwards. And I'm just thinking about in 20 years, 25 years, 15 years, the guy could go blind in that eye that he was hitting in. He could lose his sight in one eye because of stupid fucking Sami Callihan. First off, he should never use a real bat. Never should have used... Hear that? Should have never used a real bat. Ever. Ever should have used a real bat. The dumb fuck. Sami Callihan, you are a dumb motherfucker. Fucking idiot retard. No brains. You didn't think before you swung. Swung down. Barely clipped the chair. Barely clipped the chair. Hit Eddie in the eyeball. Broke his eye socket. I mean, from what I saw Eddie Edwards on TMZ Sports a week ago, his eye looked pretty normal. The injured eye looked normal. But he might have blurry vision. He might have concussion issues for the rest of his life. Might have major headaches for the rest of his life. And might have blurry vision in that eye for the rest of his life because you dumb motherfucker missed a chair. Because you're unsafe, dumbass. I don't know who the fuck trained him. I know he's in CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling, which is garbage wrestling. Except for guys like Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, and Drew Gulak were in CZW. I know Ambrose did some crazy shit. He did some hardcore garbage wrestling. But at least Ambrose, did I say Cesaro? I meant Ambrose has done crazy garbage hardcore wrestling. At least Ambrose has not injured another wrestler with a baseball bat. I mean, you did not think. Watch the footage. Sami Callihan just went like this. Didn't even think, just swung the bat. Barely clipped the chair. Hit Eddie in the eyeball. Sami Callihan, that guy should... I hope he regrets doing it. I hope he thinks about it every day for the rest of his life, what he did to Eddie. I hope he has that on his mind, and it haunts him, and gives him nightmares for the rest of his fucking life. Because he deserves to be haunted by what he did. I'm not going to say he deserves to be fired because that's not going to happen. So that's just pointless to say he deserves to be fired and released because they're not going to do that. Impact Wrestling will not do that. They're going to keep him. And they're going to push this accident, tragic. I don't even like calling it an accident. We know botches, accidents can happen in any single match. In every match, an accident could happen. Anybody could get dropped on their head, become paralyzed. But if you're a good professional wrestler, you should never injure anybody by dropping them on their head. And Sami Callihan, you're scum. You're garbage. You're trash. You're a dumb bastard. You're a retard. Because you didn't think before you swung, you dumb idiot. And I don't consider Sami Callihan a professional wrestler. He's not. He's a garbage wrestler. He's a dumbass. And if I saw him, I'd tell him this to his face. And he'd probably beat my ass. But I'd fight back, but whatever. I'm never going to meet the guy. He's a garbage wrestler. He's not a professional. He's not a safe worker because how he swung the bat. I've lost all respect for him. I was not even a fan of him. When he's in NXT, I was not a fan of the guy. When he's in CZW, I've never seen a match of his. And he's in Impact Wrestling. I had no problem with him being in Impact Wrestling, but now I got a problem with him. The guy is scum. You're scum. I'm done talking about him now. F you, fuck off, go to hell. I hope you're haunted by nightmares of what you did to Eddie every day of your life, you scumbag. I don't care if it was an accident, Sami, if Eddie forgave him. And if Sami thinks it's just a horrible accident, I don't care what he thinks. What I think is he's a dumbass. And it should have never happened. And he's unsafe. He didn't try to protect Eddie. He just went like this. And didn't care if the bat cracked his skull. So, there's my rant on Sami Callihan, scumbag, what he did to Eddie. Eddie Edwards, you'll never see this, but I wish you a full recovery. And that you can return to wrestling and make a living in wrestling. I believe you're a firefighter or paramedic outside of wrestling. That's awesome. But I really hope you can make a full recovery, don't have blurry vision, don't get headaches, don't have concussion issues, and don't lose your eyesight in the future. I wish you a full recovery and that you can keep wrestling for a couple more years, or at least 10 more years. So now we had title versus title. X Division Championship against the Grand Championship. Matt Sydal, Grand Champion. First off, the Grand Championship should go away. They should get rid of it. It's stupid. There's no need for it. Matt Sydal defending the Grand Championship against the X Division Champion Ishimori from Noah, Pro Wrestling Noah. Ishimori. The guy's a pretty damn good talent. Matt Sydal wins. I wrote some notes down for this title versus title match. You had Matt Sydal. During this match, Matt Sydal was really, this was basically, a lot of the match was mat-based wrestling, submission mat-based wrestling. Matt Sydal was working over his leg a lot. Ishimori came back, hit a springboard off the ropes, springboard kick to Sydal's face. That was pretty awesome. Sydal hit from his knees. Matt Sydal was on his knees in the ring and hit a German suplex bridge into a pinfall from his knees. That was pretty damn impressive. Then they go outside of the ring, and Ishimori runs down the ramp and hits a Hurricanrana on Sydal. Then Sydal gets back in the ring, or they're back in the ring. Ishimori tries his 450 splash, but Sydal gets the knees up. That looked like it really hurt, by the way. And then knees up, Ishimori's down, Sydal goes up to the top, hits his shooting star press. 1, 2, 3, Matt Sydal wins and is the new Impact Wrestling X Division champion, and he's still the Grand Champion, so he's a double champion in Impact Wrestling. Good for Matt Sydal. The guy's a pretty damn good talent, and he's still in his prime. anyways, yes, he's been busted. I'll mention he failed 2 WWE drug tests because of marijuana. Big deal. I mean, marijuana to me is nothing. I don't smoke it, and I never will. But if you got problems going to sleep, if you got headaches, marijuana could really help you. Help your issues. If you got injuries, like football players, ex-football players, and current football players, and current wrestlers should be able to smoke it on their free time, out of the ring, days off, traveling, not traveling, not on the job, but when they're home, not in the ring, they should be able to smoke. That's just my opinion. And I think marijuana should be legal in every single state, because it's ridiculous that it's not. You have alcohol on every goddamn corner, liquor stores on every goddamn corner in the city I live in. Liquor stores on every goddamn corner, almost. And look how many goddamn people, stupid people, do drunk drivings and kill innocent people. So, that's just my opinion. Marijuana should be legal. Because stupid alcohol is. And alcohol is way worse, in my opinion. I've experienced. I've had alcohol history in my family. It's not pretty. It's not fun to deal with alcoholism. I've never been an alcoholic. I've never drank a drink. I drank a tiny bit. Like 12 years ago. One drink. Like this much. That's the most I've ever had. And I will never turn to alcohol, but I've dealt with alcohol. I've dealt with alcoholics in my family. And 2 of them have passed away, sadly. My father and my uncle have passed away from it. Or it contributed to their deaths. And alcoholism, if you got someone in your family that is an alcoholic, I wish you the best, because it's awful to deal with that person. So, Matt Sydal, double champion. So, up next we had the Knockouts title on the line. Allie challenging again, like for the second or third time. Allie challenging, trying to win the big one, challenging Laura Von Ness for the Knockouts title. Laura Von Ness has asked for a release and has been released by Impact Wrestling. I don't know why she wanted to leave. She had a pretty good spot. She was a champion of a major company that still has a TV deal. And I believe Impact is going to get back on pay-per-view for a lockdown. I think in April or May. One of those months. So, I don't know why Laura wanted to leave. Maybe she thinks she can get signed by WWE. I don't know. Maybe she thinks she can make more money on the indies. Maybe she'll go to Stardom or Shimmer. I don't know what she wants to do. But I wish Laura Von Ness, I wish her the best wherever she ends up. She's a pretty good talent. And she had a pretty good character in Impact. She played crazy character, crazy woman, very well. I mean, she was a hot mess. Her character was a hot mess to watch, but it was pretty fun to watch. So, Allie, here are my notes on the Knockouts title match. The referee, first off, the ref, looked like he's 12 years old. That was pretty funny. The ref looked 12 years old. Allie, in the ring. Action already going on. Match already started. Allie hits a code breaker. That was pretty cool. And then Allie does a lot of forearms to Laura Von Ness. Then they go the outside of the ring. And Laura Von Ness hits a unprettier to Allie on the floor. Allie barely gets up, gets in the ring at the 9 count. She was almost counted out. Back in the ring, Allie hits a beautiful looking super kick. Really good looking super kick Allie hits to Laura Von Ness. 1, 2, 3. Allie wins. I love it. I like Allie a lot. Great talent. Very good worker. She can get better, and she will. As again, I like Allie. She's super nice, sweet person. You can tell. Just like Bailey. I always say it on Twitter. If you dislike Bailey or hate her, you are evil. And if you dislike Allie, you're evil. Because I'm positive, I never met her, but I'm positive that she's a really nice person. And really sweet and nice to her fans. And she's been very nice to me on Twitter. The times she retweets my tweets about her. And likes them. So Allie's a new Knockouts champion. It's about time. 2 thumbs up for that. She has finally won the big one. Let me put this down. So Allie's the new Knockouts champ. Up next we had an Austin Aries backstage interview. Good to hear from the world champ. Then they go to, after Austin Aries, they go to Sami Callihan promo video. That's what I think of it. That's what I think of him. Scumbag. OVE up next. Handicap match. OVE, I got nothing against those guys. Even though they're associated with Sami Callihan, I got nothing against OVE. They're a good team. OVE. Take down Lashley. 2-on-1. Lashley's partner was supposed to be Eddie Edwards. And that sucks that Eddie couldn't be there. Because probably the night before at the taping, he got his eyeball crushed by the jerk-off, unsafe worker, Sami Callihan. The scumbag, piece of trash, piece of garbage, piece of human scum, piece of dog shit that he is. Fuck you, Sami Callihan. You're scum. And I never thought I would hate a wrestler so much as I hate Sami Callihan right now. So Lashley is going against OVE 2-on-1. Brian Cage. Impact signed him. He was in Lucha Underground. Brian Cage appears. Gets the tag from Lashley. Gets in the ring and destroys and is going just beating the crap out of OVE. Brian Cage is going beast mode. Brian Cage, Lashley win. After the match, Lashley wanted to shake his hand in the ring. Brian Cage left and walked away from him and did not shake his hand. So Lashley, by the way, spoiler alert, if you didn't know, Lashley is not re-signing with Impact. I believe his contract's already up. He's gone. It's reported WWE really wants to sign him. They're probably just giving him medical tests now to see if he passes them. So I expect Lashley will probably be in WWE by the summer or before then. So good luck to Lashley going back to WWE. He doesn't really have to do it. The guy could probably stay in MMA and stay in Bellator. Even though I don't think he's fought. I don't think he's had a fight in Bellator in like 1 or 2 years. I guess he's done with Bellator. But it kind of sucks that Lashley won't get to have a program and a feud with Brian Cage. Because they could probably have good matches together. So now the main event. Austin Aries defending the Impact World title against Johnny Impact, a.k.a. Johnny Mundo, a.k.a. John Morrison. Pretty damn good match. It was pretty awesome to see a first time ever matchup. Because these two guys, two damn good workers, great workers. great talents. Aries, Johnny Impact have never faced off before. Never had a match before. So I was excited to see it. Austin Aries wins and is still Impact World Champion. Also, he holds 4 other titles, 4 other championships from 4 other companies. That is why Austin Aries is the greatest man that ever lived. The guy has 5 titles, has 5 championships that he brings with him to the ring. So Aries still Impact Wrestling Champion, World Champion. He retained. Pretty good episode. Impact on Pop, Crossroads. I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy seeing that Sami Callihan promo. He's scum. They should take him off TV for 6 months. He should be suspended for fucking up so badly. But again, Impact is going to run with it and go with Sami Callihan talking about Eddie Edwards, and then they're probably going to keep going with it and start saying Sami Callihan's the most dangerous man in wrestling. And then Eddie hopefully can return to the ring and get cleared. He returns to the ring. They're going to probably do a Sami Callihan Eddie Edwards matchup when Eddie can return. And if they do, try to capitalize off that, off the bat crushing his eye socket. If they do capitalize off it, and I think they will, because I had a lot of fans talking, and I don't care that the ratings went up last week to see it. But it did have a lot of fans in the wrestling world talking about what happened. If they do capitalize on it, they should put the match on pay-per-view. Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards, put it on pay-per-view. Anyways, this ends my Impact on Pop Crossroads review. At the end of the show, Alberto El Patron came out on the stage like he wants to face Aries for the title. I don't care about Alberto. I guess he wants to go back to WWE because he met with Vince at the headquarters in Stanford. He met with Vince a week ago. And it was reported Vince likes Alberto. Thinks he's a great talent. Loves his character. I'm not talking about his real life character. Alberto in real life's an idiot. And hopefully the guy is stopped doing drugs and drinking. Because he had problems, in my opinion. So maybe Alberto's a good guy. He probably is when he's clean. Clean and sober. I don't want WWE to bring him back. And Vince, don't. Just because you are a fan of him and his wrestling character, you don't need him back. And if Alberto comes back, that guy will get booed out of the buildings because the fans are tired of seeing him. So Alberto, his Impact Wrestling contract actually runs out, I believe, in April. So if he has a match with Aries, hopefully he puts Aries over on the way out. Because Alberto is not going to re-sign with Impact. He's not. They're not going to want to pay him what he wants. I bet you Alberto will appear and be back in WWE in 2018, and I don't want to see it. Because I don't care to see it. The guy's in great shape. Alberto is a great worker. But I still don't want to see it. Because I don't care. I don't care about the guy. Whatever. This ends my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my rant. I'm still angry. And I can still rant about Sami Callihan. But I won't. I've gone long enough. Bye for now, everybody.